silver lining in this bear market is something we all want to find as well. And some say, Dolph, that this might be a good time to talk about converting some of our traditional retirement account money into a Roth. Is that a conversation worth having?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to say the word some people say in the TV shows and stuff like that. But, I mean, client I just had a virtual appointment with on Thursday, was asking the same question, and we were going the whole thing. His situation was absolutely perfect for converting his money. And converting it to a Roth is basically you're taking your money from being a taxable event to a tax-free event, the Roth. I mean, you have to hold the Roth for 5 years and so forth. People understand that. But you're paying your taxes now to get out of it. Mm-hmm. Love Trump, hate Trump of the Trump tax cuts until 2025. Taxes are pretty much at a historical low right now. So if you have a low income right now, let's just say, hey, you're laid off this year, you're going to have a very low income for your adjusted gross income this year, you could do I call it a layered Roth conversion. Let's say if you had $500,000, if someone says convert the whole $500,000 right now into a Roth, I would say that would be silly because you're going to be paying more in taxes. Layer it over 2, 3, 4 years, divide it up accordingly, and transfer that money from a traditional IRA, pay your taxes now at a low tax rate, and convert it into a Roth. Because I think, Kristen, we've agreed on this. A couple things that are going to be going up in the future is healthcare costs and taxes. Mm-hmm. Well, if taxes is a big one of those inflation retirement killers, is when we talk about taxes, I think you've used that word before too, is if you can pay less in taxes down the road, doesn't it free up your money to do other stuff?
Yep. Sure does. And that's why we have to be efficient with taxes and retirement every single day. In fact, Dolph has retirement tax planning software that he can use by putting in your numbers and create a personalized tax mapping report to make sure that you are taking advantage of all of the opportunities out there with taxes and retirement. And especially with all the changes that have happened recently, you want to make sure you have a handle on that. So if you'd like a virtual retirement tax mapping report done at no charge at all, 704-919-0149. Hey, speaking of taxes, Dolph, 70% of pre-retirees surveyed by Charles Schwab say that they know little or nothing about required minimum distributions. So before we wrap up today, what do we need to know about RMDs? Because that's a whole tax conversation too.
Oh, it's a big one. I mean, a lot of people, first of all, they don't know what an RMD is. Second, a lot of people, believe it or not, don't even know they have to take one. And until the Secure Act of 2019 passed, Kristen, and got put into law in January, the required minimum RMD, a lot easier to say, was 70 and a half years old.
Right.
And there's still clients ahead. John, who's a sheriff here in Charlotte, just getting ready to retire next month. So if you're listening, John, congratulations. And his mom, Sylvia, was like, Dolph, Sylvia just turned 70 and a half in February. Is she required to take her RMDs out? Can you help us with that process? And I said, well, first of all, I'd love to help you with the process, but second, she doesn't need to now. He's like, why not? And I sent him the documentation that now she doesn't have to do it until she's 72. Huge weight off her shoulders because she doesn't need the money right now. She's planning on retiring at 72. So it opens up a whole new avenue. But when you take your RMDs out, how you take your RMDs out is very important. But knowing that it's now 72. Now, if you're already 71, you're not grandfathered in. You still have to take your RMDs out. It's for those people turning 70 and a half after December 31st of 2019. That's when it falls out there. And with the 50% fee of the withdrawn amount is changed. It's the largest fee imposed by the IRS. It's money that you don't take out of your RMD. Knowing versus guessing versus unknown, it's things that can hurt you when it comes to retirement. RMD is a small part of your retirement, but believe it or not, it can really affect your retirement if you don't handle it properly. Folks, God bless. Be safe out there.